Mm, Fuck. I this monitor. Is that better? Yeah. Shit is bright though. Yeah, I can get away with that, I think. Yeah, that's good.
A home mortgage loan is a long term loan used to buy a house.
Low. Damn. Why does it? Alright, man. Good man. Oh, I thought he was trying to like, I don't know, laptop setup. I haven't played on my fucking laptop in a long time. Mm, I got beat up my brother in front of the whole school. Shit is here. Fuck you with.
The internet's most hated streamer.
Ever since streaming
Mm.
blew up and became
Yeah, he deserves
mainstream
it.
during quarantine,
Let's
I feel like there's
let
been a
it be for real.
rotation every year of a streamer that becomes the poster face of being the most annoying streamer.
Facts. Okay, last time before this was definitely Jack Doherty, Nino Lynn's, like the people who just SA people on Kick.
That year. 2023 was Jack Doherty, where he would randomly start fights, then run behind his security faster than Usain.
Bro, didn't this guy do everything wrong with the world? Like, if you look at any point in society that's terrible, whether that's economy, social issues, racism, I feel like everything started with this man, Jack Doherty. Call me crazy if you want. I'm just saying, I don't even mean to sound like a hater, bro. I remember this man was driving on the freeway and damn near killed his cameraman. Crazy.
Everybody universally
Yeah.
agreed he had the most punchable face on earth. Like, you just wanted to smack
Yeah.
him through the screen every time you saw a clip of him.
And the thing about him, bro, like, you can't even feel bad for the
Fuck
hate that he
yeah.
gets because it's not for no reason, bro. I'm pretty sure this man makes his money by, like, pimping out OF girls, bro. He, like, gets freshly turned 18-year-olds that makes them sign a nice little sweet NDA contract so they can't really talk too much. And then they basically do stuff on OF and he gets a percentage. Correct me if I'm wrong if somebody knows, but, yeah, that's what I heard.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure he
long-term, it
holds
didn't
the
turn out good
accounts.
for him. I'm not
Which is
Allegedly.
crazy.
the type to typically view check, but 15 million subs and 23k views is diabolical. Should have just kissed his brother like the Island Boys, I guess. 2024 was Neon, who would just spaz out and say the wildest to people, and he had an even more annoying look than Jack Doherty. This is the type of character Disney puts in a TV show to get bullied by the popular child.
I haven't really kept up with Neon. He's doing well now, right? On the Twitch space or Kick space, at least, right? I think he's like growing out of that like cornball phase that he used to be in.
He completely changed his PR, and now he streams with A-list celebrities and different people. He
Right.
actually became very charitable and very charismatic.
Ooh.
It's kind of surprising how much he switched his PR around.
Okay,
For
okay.
2025, I can't really think of someone, so we're skipping it, and 2026 is definitely Rakai. If you don't know Rakai, he blew up mainly from Kai's Mafiathon in 2024, almost 2 years
Yup.
ago. And ever since then, you can't escape your feed without seeing this little doing something stupid.
It's crazy how accurate that Ninja Turtle comparison is, by the way. He looks just like him.
Yeah.
He was doing dumb when he was a teenager coming up.
No,
Rakai
my
puts it on
camera
a
is
whole other level. Think of it. Rakai got put on by Kai Subathon in November 2024.
Okay.
And he's already been banned 6 times, 2 of them being this year. One of his
Damn.
very first bans.
Yo, what the heck happened to Twitch bans, bro? I used to swear that Twitch bans, if you get cooked, you're done. Like, your career's over. Nowadays, you get banned, bro. You hit up Dan Clancy, the CEO, the next day, Kai sent that boss call, and you're unbanned within the next 3 days.
Honestly, one of the craziest was when he was driving and streaming, then took his whole hand off the steering wheel while driving to type in his chat.
Oh,
He was
hell
straight up
no.
trying to recreate the Family Guy skit of that woman driving.
Yeah, you gotta accept
Dude, okay, well, to be fair, maybe he's in a self-driving car, maybe. You still can't do this, right?
No.
Alright, accept the first pickup. Play that.
Fucking
Yo, the
goof,
fact
bro.
that he's acting like this is normal.
Oh shit! 我看到的，我干。
Yo, bro.
Just
I don't
imagine
get it, man. Why not? Like, what's the point of even doing this? You're recording yourself committing a crime, no?
if someone so happened to be walking there or driving past him. It's great knowing in the future I'm gonna have to share a
Hey, that's a nice watch, though. You can say what you want, but that's buzz down right there. Low-key tough. Brief admission if you're enjoying videos so far. Please make sure you go and smash the subscribe button.
Yes,
We're on the
if
road to
we're doing
200,000
all this
subscribers.
shit,
We're
bro.
officially like 10K away, so please make sure you sub. Thank you very much.
Respect
road with
to
a
see
bunch of
that.
these kids who grew up watching Rakai and streaming like him. By then, we better have all cars be fully self-driving because I will not be living in that future. He
Real.
also got banned for scamming
Yes.
Fortnite streamer Clicks in a Bet, where he lost in 99-0 in a Fortnite match. I know not everyone's a gamer.
Wait, whoa. How do you get banned for that, bro? If I scam somebody, I shouldn't get banned. Well, like, it shouldn't be like a contractual agreement within me and YouTube or Twitch or something, right? Like, that's between me and Clicks, right? Why is he banned for that?
All right, but 99-0? That alone is a skill. I feel with most pro players, eventually they just become fatigued or have a slip up from playing that many matches.
Bro, my best game that I've ever played, bro, unironically, Call of Duty Mobile. None of y'all out there could see me in Call of Duty Mobile in 2021, bro. That, actually, I was pretty trash at PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, but Among Us 2, I was a tryhard. I'm one of those, yes. So y'all need to see me on gaming, bro. I'm trying to start a gaming channel, bro. Who was tapping into that? I'm actually a tough gamer, too. Gotta learn how to use PC, but when it comes to, like, controller, like PS4, Xbox, I'm tough.
Money.
And guess what?
Send me my money right now.
Guess what? Kai do owe me, but guess who's not getting money? You ugly.
Damn.
He called me like once.
The guy is chopped as fuck.
Wait, what the?
I know
is
I
this-
can't be
is this based
talking.
on the character from Toy Story?
But,
This is not a real character,
Kai,
right?
you're-
Unless it's like some new Disney movie that I never
Compared to
heard of.
Clicks, no,
Am I an
you're
idiot?
not.
I don't know.
You're not
It's
that
still my
good
bank
looking.
account. So you.
Okay, Rakai. One more.
Okay, we're gonna act like this is a young boy playing right now.
You are not about
Hey,
that life, man.
hey.
Let's keep it a stack.
Yo, random question. I wonder, like, how many of y'all out there actually watch Rakai, like, on Twitch, bro? Is his audience, like, young people, or is it, like, middle age? I would assume since he's also young, there's probably gonna be, like, a bunch of 15-year-olds watching him, which there's no problem with that.
there's
But
gotta
it
be
is
a
low-key
ton of
bad
them.
influence if you're doing stuff like driving without actually paying attention to the road.
Bro did all that just to get banned the next day. And
Oh.
Twitch must have had enough because they banned him for 2 years.
Damn.
There's rumors that in that
That's
moment, the
fucking
world
rebel.
reached collective peace for the first time since after World War II. Flowers started to bloom in places we were told they could never come back. The sky's filled with
Exactly.
sunshines and rainbows all over the world. And if you don't want to end up
Bro,
broke-
if y'all are celebrating people's bands like that, genuinely, obviously Tommy's trolling, making a joke, you need to sleep at night. Because I'm gonna be honest, bro, if you don't like Rakai like that, just go ahead and turn off that Twitch stream and click somebody else, or just don't even watch Twitch. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro, I feel like Twitch has not been hitting the same. Am I the only one, bro? I don't even watch streamers. I never really did, but I never tap into any streams like that anymore. I feel like this year, it's like streaming has really slowed down. Maybe because Kai took a break, bro, but is that Glaze to say
Probably.
that Kai carried streaming? I don't know. Either way, feels like nothing interesting even happening on Twitch, bro. Just watch YouTube. You know what? Just watch me. Yeah, subscribe. There we go.
Yeah.
like Rakai, if he keeps getting banned, you're gonna want to hear about today's sponsor. If you've ever wished Payday
No, I don't want to hear about today's sponsor.
he's better than me because if I didn't get my 6.5 bans bans from a bet? My ass is personally going to the FBI and having you arrested. Do you know
6.5 bans, bro. That's like 3 times some people's rent money, bro. That ass, and that's in like California. If you go to like a state like Arkansas, that's like 5 times their rent.
how hard times is nowadays? Prison sentence did end up getting reduced, and Twitch said it was a visual mistake. AKA, he made a boss call to Kaisena and he got that shit.
Facts.
Todd probably got a seat at the executive board of Twitch at this point. I've never seen Twitch say for a streamer ban that it was a visual glitch and it's resolved. Todd definitely told them remove the ban now or he's immediately switching platforms.
Bro, that's why some of these
Yeah.
creators have so much leeway, because on Twitch, like if you're pulling in that many views, like if you're racking in over 10K views, that's such a huge chunk of the people who are concurrently on Twitch to the point where they can't even afford to ban you because, bro, you're generating them so much bread, even if they don't really like you for real. Which is why a small fish, if you're like a streamer averaging like 10, 100 viewers and you get banned, oh, say goodbye. You're never seeing the platform ever again.
Twitch don't want to
Yeah.
lose their top money makers. And his most recent ban was March of this year when he leaked basketball player LaMelo Ball's number by accident.
Oh,
I
nah.
know he was fuming. He probably had a crazy amount of connections on the number through years just to lose it to a Rakai stream.
No way, bro. How does he do it? It's just right there. Why are you even scrolling in private DMs, dude? Bro, I be feeling like some of these people, they do this
This dude
on
is
purpose, bro.
idiot,
Because I
bro.
remember seeing like Speed do this a few times, and I'm like, bro, you do it once, okay, I get it. You do it twice, okay, damn. You do it 3 times, man, like, you're damn near doing it on purpose. It's not even that hard to save somebody's number or delete it out the chat.
Accident.
You couldn't spell
Fucking
accident?
idiot.
No way.
Oh my god.
These are the people who are leading the youth. Hey man, shout out. If you would have told me you're able to make millions of dollars without being able to read or spell accident, I would not have believed you.
Oh my god.
One of the first things every streamer knows is to not show private DMs because something can be leaked by accident.
Oh, what if you got like a picture in there or something, you know, some nudes or... Well, obviously they wouldn't have that between them two, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you just shouldn't be freaking having leaking conversations or whatever.
I believe he did it to clip farm and to go viral, but at what cost? Technically now, because of that, if he gets suspended one more time, he's permanently banned off Twitch. I'll go ahead and make
Get
the
banned,
assumption that
please.
Twitch staff already do not like him, so he's gonna have to be on super family-friendly timing to not get caught. After all this happened too, there's still people who defend him, always saying, well, he's just a teenager.
That
Give him some time to
900,000
mature."
subs?
Wait, how old
People
is he? I
are
thought he was, like,
supporting this
18,
shit?
19, and like you're an adult. I mean, obviously you're not grown. I would say by like 25, you should be grown man, you grown woman energy. But he's like gotta be 18, 19 by now, right?
I can assure you, I was a teenager not too long ago and I was not this dumb. There are people that watch me that are teenagers and they're not this dumb. It's not like it's 1 or 2 times of him making a mistake. He's got 6 bans and multiple clips every month acting dumb. I don't know if he's personally trying to go for the record and trying to become
Yeah,
the
regardless of how old he is, that sounds freaking crazy. Hold on. Regardless of how old he is, I feel like at the age of 15 plus, he's obviously older than 15. I thought he was like 18, 19. Maybe he's a little younger based on the way Tommy's talking. He might be like 17, 16. I don't even know. Regardless, at 15
Yeah,
years
he's
old,
around
you would
that
not
age.
catch me leaking no numbers. I
17
was
or
low-key an
16.
idiot though, so I kind of understand him making bad decisions.
most annoying streamer of all time. As long as he keeps acting like this, then
I'm
I'm
16, bro.
And one of the
I'm,
things
like,
that's clearly shaping him
mature
down
as
this
fuck.
path is he's young and getting a lot of money. Before
Yeah.
it was celebrities who were always getting flamed for doing dumb shit as teenagers because they had no one checking them. In the 2010s, they treated Justin Bieber like a terrorist for peeing in mop buckets and fighting as a teenager.
Wait, he did that? I didn't even know that.
Streamers
was
are
just gonna
entering
say,
a
did he?
point where
He
they're the
actually
new
did that?
celebs and get crazy crowds.
I
and
never
makes
heard
sense seeing his
nothing about
actions. He's
Yeah.
Justin
17
Bieber.
and already has a
Other than
Corvette, probably making enough that his
fucking-
mom doesn't even have to work either. Which is
Damn, he's 17. Okay, I thought he was older than that.
Weird.
Okay, yeah, no, he's a kid. If you would have gave me billions of dollars at like 16, 17, 15,
shit.
17, okay, by 17, I was low-key locked in. I was pretty mature. I feel like by 17 to 19 to now, I didn't change a whole bunch.
I was
Obviously,
matured
you
by,
know, you
like,
mature, you get a little older, you get a little wiser,
15
you
or
become, you know,
14.
sage of 6 paths and stuff. At 15 years old, you would have gave me the millions. Woo, I'm buying Gucci, Louis, Prada every single day, bro. I'm going out to dinner every single night. I'm thinking I'm him, bro.
why it's important as his age, he has some siblings or some people around him to check him into reality. Probably one of the most disgusting clips from him was when he was streaming at In-N-Out with DDG and laughed at a homeless man eating. This is
Okay.
That's crazy,
This
bro.
whole video was fun and games. You know, he shouldn't have done this. Good clip, bad clip. This is morally disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even laugh at this. This is actually crazy.
genuinely some villainous shit. You can't even eat in peace without getting
My
laughed
man's Tommy put a picture of freaking Doflamingo here. If you watch One Piece, if you know, you know, bro.
at.
I'm ready to go.
He moving like a celestial dragon.
Damn, bro, you still eating?
So you're not even gonna get him food?
Don't let this shit mad good. Dude, I'm eating bullshit, man.
Also, I'm
Come
not
on,
exactly
gang.
sure if the dude is homeless. Could just be some old guy eating, but everyone is saying he is. Either way,
I mean, yeah, he had that homeless aura. Not that like old people have homeless aura, or I'm not trying to judge him, but you know what I'm saying. Bro, buy him a meal since you're making all that damn money. Come on, man. People be getting money and then put it to terrible use.
Yeah,
Donate
and
to charity, feed the
I
homeless,
swear.
even if you don't have a ton of money, man.
So
Do a good deed for somebody, please.
Something like
We
that
are
shit.
closer. All of us are closer to homelessness than we are to ever being a billionaire. Facts.
it doesn't matter. I've never seen any one of my homies laugh at a random homeless dude eating. Then he tried to
Lame.
deny it, saying he wasn't laughing at him and it's not what it looks like. Nowadays, a creator could straight up shoot somebody in the
The
head.
only excuse I'll give him is that like some people just laugh in awkward situations or something like that. Maybe he was just like, damn, this is awkward. I don't know. Obviously, it doesn't give him the right to laugh, but it does maybe take away his like intentions of laughing because the dude's homeless and just laughing because it's an awkward situation. You get what I'm saying? Either way, still disrespectful and unacceptable.
4K on camera, and they'd say it's taken out of context or AI. Get out of here. It's crazy because I don't even think Speed in his prime controversial era was doing this much to annoy people. Most of
I ain't gonna lie, Speed was talking about some who's gonna stop me, and that's a little crazy.
Speed's controversy was him saying crazy stuff on stream compared to like going in real life and annoying people. Eventually, just like
Y'all remember the clip where Speed freaking barked at some kid and made the kid cry or something like that? That was funny.
it happened with previous annoying
Okay, it wasn't funny, but he did it on accident.
streamers Jack Doherty and Dion, saying that all I could think, just like it happened on stream, compared to like going in real life and annoying people. Eventually, just like it happened with previous annoying streamers Jack Doherty and Dion, saying that all I could think of is the meme of Aang looking down at the other avatars. Rakai will get checked by someone in real life and it won't be pretty. Even the way he
Damn.
talks to women is crazy because every time he beefs with a female creator, he crashes out calling them and saying crazy stuff.
Yo,
As a
I'm
man-
surprised that's
Yeah.
not getting him banned or like canceled for like misogyny and stuff. Because I remember when Speed was talking about some get back in the kitchen and stuff, they were canceling his ass crazy.
Man, you know not to say that to a girl for real. Like, that's a last resort.
Yup. We are all feminists, by the way. Yes, yes, yes.
Unless it's your ex.
I know I lost. I know I'm fuck. I know I'm shit. But I know I'm short. But I'm gonna keep about it.
Ah,
And you see the earlier. I'm gonna keep about
Mm.
for even playing with me.
Come on, bro.
You feel me? But nah, though. Shout out to Kissy.
I don't think in my life I have ever fixed my mouth to just be like, yo, like you are dead ass like ever to a person of the opposite gender, bro. I feel so like vulgar and vile, bro. But I guess that's something you learned as a kid. Maybe, bro, wasn't really taught those type of manners. I don't know.
for even inviting me.
The concept of him calling her a bitch, but then thanking her for the invite is diabolical. That's like slapping someone then hugging them right after.
I think what it is some people don't understand like the consequences or the strength behind certain words. Like if you call somebody the B word, they might just think it's casual terms because that's just how they talk. But really, there's some heaviness. There's some very, very derogative implications behind that, especially when you say it towards a woman. But maybe that's just his like average vocabulary. He just don't know that for real. I mean, he didn't really know how to spell accident, so you can't put it past him.
Keep in mind, all she did was make a joke about him on stage, what she did to all of the other streamers during the event.
Okay.
they weren't good jokes. Like, we all remember how the streamer awards went,
Yeah.
but it was not that bad to do all that. You would think she cursed him and his whole family forever, wishing nothing but the worst on them. I feel like he just reads all the comments and lets them gas him up, then crashes out. Now, the most recent controversy, and probably why some of y'all clicked, Mr. Beast posted this month a video called 50 Streamers Fight for $1 Million.
Okay.
For each
I
streamer-
heard of this. I have not watched the video, and I don't really know about the lore. I heard that he was getting involved with some like Spanish streamer, maybe. Good thing Tommy's talking about this
Yeah.
because I have no idea what to expect.
had to survive different challenges in Mr. Beast fashion, and whoever won could give $1 million to their community. And ever since the challenge concluded,
I'm not letting know anything about that. I'm watching my stream on a different monitor. And then the clip of him reading came back.
it feels like all anyone was talking about was Rakai's behavior. Because
Okay.
in the video, he was being a nuisance and kind of annoying the whole time. But that wasn't the main thing people were mad about. If it was just being petty in the games, people would move on. In the final challenge, a Spanish streamer named El Rubius lost the final challenge.
Okay.
Being on the English side of content makes you completely forget how big the Spanish side of content is. Because this dude has tens of millions of followers across.
Damn. Okay, maybe I gotta start
Whoa.
learning some Espanol, man. Making some videos in
Yeah.
Spanish because damn, the audience
Yeah.
is crazy. That and also China,
I'm
bro. I heard
native,
that if you have
but-
a million followers in China, you're like average because There's so many people in China.
different platforms. He probably mocked half of the English streamers there with total followers and no one knew. Anyways, as he was going to say his final goodbyes to his community, Rakai interrupted him the whole time and pretty much stopped him from
Come
being able
on,
to
man.
do it.
He's good at the throw. He's emoting on him. A toda mi comunidad. Justice, 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 justice. Cállate, niño, anda. Cállate, niño. Niño, cállate. Cállate, anda. Cállate, cállate. I'm sorry. I don't know. Nice. It was fun, like you and Ski were good.
The thing is, I know somebody out there is gonna make this about race and not about like Rakai or like character or anything like that. And in the same sentence, you could see like maybe Rakai being annoying and some people would just be like, it's those people.
The blacks, they're just acting like this, acting like one, get treated like one.
No,
And
it's
you know
just
how they put like
Rakai,
in the comment section. But at the same time, you see your rage right here being very, very nice and kind and apologetic towards this gentleman. So you can't even use no type of race cards right now. I like that.
Ya no entiendo por qué dijiste este tío. No entiendo. No entiendo, tío. En fin, chicos, es casi imposible. Llevamos aquí 2 horas tirando. Yo creo que...
But again, I did see racist stuff, and I'm gonna say again, anybody using this as an excuse to be racist, you're lame as hell because this has nothing to do with race and all to do with a person's character. An individual person.
Like, there's a complete difference between him. I'm gonna use like, I'm pretty sure Ski Mask, he's a chill dude. Compare him and Rakai, they are not the same. It's just, I don't know. It's,
Not an entire demographic of people, okay? You're mad at one person, so why are you saying hateful things about an entire race? It's lame and dumb.
Yeah,
Al final ha sido suerte.
Kinda finished it too.
De verdad. Por eso nos vemos. For Disney, buddy. You lost. Leave.
You know it's bad when Mr. Beast is shocked at the shit you do.
Come
this
on,
isn't
bro.
trolling in the games and challenges. It's just bad sportsmanship. We all know that one.
Like, you're still in the game, bro. What's the point of even doing all that? You won. It would be different if he was targeting you, which maybe he was targeting Rakai. I don't know. Maybe I should watch the video first.
dude you don't like to play with who acts like that. Nobody likes playing with bro. He rubs in the wind for 4 hours and just gets annoying about it while everybody else moves on. And right after this happened, not a
he's the dude he'll win one and get overhyped and say, "Oh, I won and you fucking lost," and then it's like 20-1 or some shit. Like, bro, calm down. You got 1
nanosecond
point
later,
and I got
Kai's
like
comments
20.
turned into 1950s segregation racism.
I'm telling you, it's actually bad.
Instagram, they flooded him with you know what gifts and you know what words. Rakai probably got a bounty on his head from one of the Spanish community as we speak. Worst
Yo, don't say
Yeah.
that. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Them cartels do not play.
part about this is they're forcing me to
Probably
defend
did.
Rakai. I obviously don't think they should be responding like that. Racism isn't gonna change
That's the
anything.
thing, like, even me, bro, I'm, like, defending him in a sense because people are being racist because that's lame as hell. But it sucks because
Yeah,
I'm
it's lame
defending
as
somebody
fuck.
that I know is in the wrong in that moment. I just know that the people who are saying these things are even more wrong than Rakai was.
El Rubius also accused Rakai of saying something racist and that he told him to go back to Mexico. So this whole
Whoa. Calm down.
thing is pretty much turning into an internet race war, which of course it is because it's 2026 and this is the internet now. Rakai
If he would have said go back to you know where, he would be wrong. But if it's to Spanish, like Mexico, he's not wrong.
has turned a whole group of people that speak a language to hate him forever. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, the way they
I don't
move
get
in,
it,
I
though.
don't think a collab stream could magically get him right with the Spanish community.
Loki, I feel like he's gonna do that. That might be a good idea.
The thing I'll defend him on though in the video is
Okay,
anybody
he's
who
not
was
the
mad that in the
smartest ever.
challenges
He
he was
can't
being
even-
harsh. He's trying to
What
win
was
money
it?
for his
He couldn't pronounce accident. Yeah, he couldn't even spell it.
community. Like,
What?
this isn't a birthday party with everybody.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm doing the exact same thing. What are we talking about here? It was for $1 million? What you mean, bro? People do not see $1 million in their generations, in multiple lifetimes. And you have the opportunity to win it for your fan base? I'm selling out a kid in a wheelchair if I need to win.
Cutting cake after. He responded to the hate also the way you would expect, not caring about what happened.
Yeah, like, so like, the most files I want in Spanish or something like that, bro. So it's like, damn, I didn't even know that. But guess what? You still lost. You know what I'm saying? And I lost too, but my loss was a better loss than your loss. I don't go fuck. After I lost, chat, I was so fucking like, I'm telling you like this, chat. They wanted me to start stream at the Mr. Beast event game. I didn't even fucking start games. I would have said some shit that I didn't want to be.
Damn.
The path where Kai is going down, if he doesn't get some type of PR training, it's not looking good. You can only do this for so long until people get tired of you or stop watching, or your fan base just.
Yeah. And the door.
ends up super toxic and you end up on kick. There is
Yeah,
still
and
some
shit.
time for him to mature, and he has to anyways if he doesn't want to get permabanned. If not, I don't know. We'll see him beefing with every community on the internet by the end of this year. Follow me
Yeah.
on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys conceptually. And until next time, I'm out.
W video from Tommy once again. Yeah, I agree with his sentiment at the end, especially
You'll be
like for those of you who are like, oh, it's
anyone.
not that deep. He's just acting funny. He's just being toxic or whatever. That's his troll or whatever for his Twitch persona. I definitely feel like you gotta tone it down a little bit and interact with more communities in a more kind, nice, loving way. Otherwise, you're gonna kind of alienate yourself from the groups. People are not gonna like you. They're not gonna want to do collabs. They're not gonna want to mess with you. And your name is gonna be known as something that's associated with annoyingness. And you look at somebody like Jack
Yeah.
Doherty, or you look at somebody like Nina Lynn, and when you attach too much negativity to your name, people are not gonna want to collab with you, and you're just gonna be kind of known as that one annoying character. And you don't want to do that to really progress your career, you know? With that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. With that being said, it's Love You Law. I love you, and I'm out.
Subscribe to me. What? Every Rakai L explained. I don't even want to look at this dude. The fuck? Bro, what is a... What the... Then again. Scariest Skinwalker compilation. I finally love my setup. It's perfect. Looks... In my opinion, it looks lame. I'm sorry. But then, if you do like too much with it, then it's... You don't want to... It's hard to explain if you have too much. It'll just be like overwhelming or something like that. I can't explain it well. When streamers get hacked live. The secret illegal history of Darman? I ain't heard about
Darman
this.
has one of the most unique reputations online. A combination of being one of the most wholesome creators
Remember
while
I used to
also
watch-
being a cringe
watch him a lot.
content factory. And with over 20 million subscribers, you most definitely know who he
Whoa.
is with or against your will. But lots of people don't really seem to know what's behind the motivational messages. Before Dar became an internet sensation, he had several issues with businesses going against legal protocol, very big disputes with business partners, and even being accused of defrauding the city of Oakland for tens of thousands of dollars. Overall, Dar has a very, very shady rise to where he is right now. So let's cut the bullshit and get right into it. Darman was born in 1984 in America after his parents immigrated
Damn.
from India with $7 and big dreams. They settled in Oakland,
$7?
California, where they saw big opportunities for the transportation industry. They founded the taxi company Friendly Cab, which ended up being the biggest taxi company in that area. Dar's parents were often so busy that they really didn't spend much time with him, so they showered him with money instead. Because they weren't around a lot, instead of being able to give me their time, they gave me money to do things. In order to have love and live a meaningful life, you have to have money. Now, the taxi company
So
was
he's gotta
very,
have an
very
accent, right?
successful and provided big economic benefits in Oakland. Dar's
eventually
parents
cover up,
also delved into the
maybe.
real estate business as well and
Or
ended
no,
up
wait.
owning over
Yeah, he was
130
born in
properties
America,
in
I think.
Oakland. Now,
They
these
said.
included vacant lots, commercial properties, single-family homes, etc. And this was also a very
So I
successful
was gonna say,
business venture.
he sounds good, even though he came from India. But I think earlier they said that he was born in the U.S. So
For them, but they also engaged in very, very shady practices. Many of the properties that they purchased violated tons of safety policies to the point where they were uninhabitable, and they intentionally misled tenants that had very limited English and little money. There is a long, long list of all of the hazards that were in these homes. One of the families that even rented for them claimed that they were temporarily homeless because of the safety concerns. Over time, this caught up with the family very, very badly, and they ended up having to pay over $3.9 million to the city of Oakland. It was also revealed that Dar's parents were very big donators to very large political figures in the area, which came under very, very big scrutiny at the time of these lawsuits. Dar's direction in life was very heavily inspired by his parents, as he wanted to become an entrepreneur just like them. But along the way, he also inherited lots of their shady and dishonest practices as well. Following in their footsteps, Dar got into the real estate business at 19 years old. With some hefty investment money from his parents and lots of connections in the industry, he was able to start his own company. He would purchase various properties to renovate and then would rent or sell those properties to customers. Basically what your average real estate company normally does. But just like what his parents did, a lot of these properties were still sold in undesirable conditions. And because of this, Dar faced some legal issues. The details of what he specifically did and what he faced is not very clear, but considering that he was doing some illegal practices and also was a newcomer in a very, very intense industry, this quickly became one of his first of many, many failures. He then founded Wealthy Cars, which was a company that would rent high-end luxury cars to buyers. This failed pretty soon after. He then founded Avenue Loans, which was a mortgage refinancing company. Now this company would help homeowners by trying to save money on their monthly payments or reduce interest rates on their mortgages. This also failed very soon after. At 26 years old with multiple failed businesses, Dar did not know where to go next. Until one day, one of his offices was broken into by a tenant of his. Dar saw that that tenant was secretly using the space to grow plants there. Instead of calling the cops, Dar saw this as an opportunity, and so he decided to get into the medical industry. But before we continue, I need to tell you guys about Incogni, today's sponsor. Now, how often do you get those annoying spam calls that are very obviously scams? Well, the reason you're probably even getting those calls in the first place is probably because your number was leaked onto one of those people search websites. And they don't just have your phone number, they also probably have a ton of your other info as well. That's pretty concerning to think about. You shouldn't have to go through a whole hassle to have basic privacy, and that's where Incogni comes in. Now, Incogni will do a scan of your info onto all of those shitty selling that stays to their roster. Make sure that you will plan per se. So instead, he decided to form a company that would sell equipment for other growers to use. And even though Dar had only actually seen a marijuana plant for the first time 2 years before, he saw this as a very big opportunity. Now, Dar's father was not big on this, but Dar had the vision. He rented a warehouse from his father in Oakland and started selling hydroponic equipment, calling the company WeGrow. Now, even though Dar was an experienced entrepreneur, this was a territory that he just did not know anything about. He was extremely unfamiliar with the industry. He needed someone that was experienced and would help give Dar guidance. And that's when he was approached by Derek Peterson, an investment banker at Morgan Stanley. Now, Derek was a very well-respected man on Wall Street and had quite a lot of interest in working in the medical industry. Dar took a liking to Derek and proposed an idea. Derek would start his own company, GrowUp. His company would manufacture and sell the equipment to Dar's company, and Dar would then sell that equipment to other customers. Dar and Derek would respectfully have shares in each other's companies and would profit off of each other's success. Derek liked the idea, left Morgan Stanley, and partnered with Dar to take over the world. And they were already met with pretty quick success. Now, probably thanks to the giant warehouse that Dar rented from his dad, the business was already getting some pretty quick recognition. In its first year, GrowUp already profited $2 million, which was giving them an estimated $15 million to $16 million market cap. That is insane for a first year. They were dominating Oakland and already planned to open up 75 more warehouses in different states. The two of them made the cover of Mother Jones magazine, and Dar even planned on filming a reality show pilot called Hempire. Dar was finally getting his big break and becoming rich like he knew he was destined to be. But the success was very limited. Pretty soon after, Dar and Derek started not seeing eye to eye, and Dar decided to slowly separate from Derek. That very same year, Derek was accusing Dar of many shady practices, including lying to him about WeGrow's financials, not reimbursing Derek for the $50,000 that was owed to him, and also failing to employ vendors and employees. This was a fucking Hondro Ponzi scheme, for lack of a better term. Derek then sued Dar for all of the unpaid debts. However, Dar claimed that Derek was fabricating all of this just to get back at him for trying to slow down on their partnership. Dar successfully countersued Derek and earned stake in Derek's company. Dar won, but this was a very, very short-lived victory, because the very next year, Dar was being charged for defrauding the city of Oakland for tens of thousands of dollars. So how did this happen? Now, at the time, Dar was working again on a different real estate company and submitted documentation for a re-beautification program, which is basically when someone improves the aesthetics and renovates parts of the city and gets reimbursed for it. Dar claims that he was repairing and renovating certain aspects of the city at the time. However, many of the invoices and the documents that he submitted seemed to be false. He was falsely claiming that he made renovations that were never made, and was also lying about how much money he was actually spending on certain repairs. This costed Oakland an estimated $44,000. Dar was charged on 13 different counts for defrauding the program. He was facing up to 5 years in jail but took a plea deal. He pleaded no contest to the 5 counts and paid nearly $40,000 in fines, and was sentenced to 5 years probation. In 2021, he claims that the charges were expunged, but it's unsure. This forced Darman to close the WeGrow business, and this ruined his reputation as a businessman. Dar was now officially at his lowest point in life. He was 30, broke, depressed, and had a horrible reputation in
What is he, like 50 now?
the media. He was living his biggest nightmare, being a failure. But 2014 would be the beginning for Darman's turnaround. That would be the year that he met his soon-to-be wife, Laura Avila. Together, they were looking for a new opportunity. So, Dar founded the makeup company, Live Glam, with only $600. Live Glam was a subscription service that would deliver monthly trendy beauty products. And this was pretty successful very quickly. And Dar was pretty well prepared to lead this company to victory. One of the biggest aspects that made it so successful was the use of social media. Having content creators and influencers promote the product helped it reach the right audience. And soon enough, Dar was rich once again. But just like every single one of his businesses, this one also had some pretty shady stuff behind it. Many people reported that after they would use their card to purchase from Live Glam, they would notice very, very large charges on their credit card very soon after. Either people were secretly using this info, or they had a very, very poor security system. And while it may have seemed coincidental, it was very coincidental for this amount of people to say the very same thing. There were also a lot of reported issues with trying to cancel subscriptions, receiving damaged products, and very, very bad customer service, and lots of other things as well. However, to this day, Live Glam is still a very, very successful cosmetic company. He was now back on top, living the dream. And now with his new success, he had time to focus on some of his other hobbies. So he started taking dance lessons. He found an experienced dance instructor who would teach him every week. However, one day, the instructor did not show up. Dar was confused and frustrated by the absence, so he texted the instructor. After receiving no reply, he continuously texted the instructor in a very, very aggressive manner. The instructor's dad responding to Dar, letting him know that his son recently just took his own life. The news put Dar into tears. He was ashamed and felt terrible for being so quick to anger against someone that was going through such a terrible time. It was an eye-opening moment for Dar that really changed his perspective on life. And he now felt it was his purpose to give people that exact same epiphany. And with the money that he made from Live Glam, he founded Darman Studios in 2018. A channel with high-quality production skits that would leave the viewer with a powerful moral message. Dar hired an entire production team and actors to get this production going, and quickly it already gained success. One of his very first videos, Before You Take Someone for Granted, went pretty viral on Facebook. It depicted a man who starts yelling at his wife for the house being messy and barely doing anything all day, which then reveals that the mom in reality puts in a ton of work to help take care of the kids and do various chores around the house. Dar narrates the entire video of how important it is to show appreciation for people and gives the viewers a very nice wholesome message. Even though it was one of his very first videos, it already went viral and soon translated to YouTube as well. Dar quickly figured out how to use the algorithm to his advantage. His thumbnails with a person zoomed in face of them doing a very animated expression while also having extremely clickbaity titles such as Gold Digger dumps boyfriend then regrets her decision, sister ashamed of her disabled brother, she instantly regrets it, kid to be in charge for 24 hours, what happens next is shocking, always worked like a charm. These were perfect eye-grabbing thumbnails and titles that guaranteed people to click on the video. And with having TV studio-like quality, it definitely helped people to stick around and watch the whole thing. In 3 years, Dar would already break over 4 million subscribers, one of the fastest rising channels ever. He went from posting weekly to now posting every single weekday, putting more and more focus and energy into the brand. And clearly it was working. New York Times deemed him the moral philosopher of YouTube. However, he had a pretty mixed reputation. His videos were getting tons of views, but lots of people saw his content as very cringy and corny, with very cheap dialogue that just spoon-fed the most basic and generic messages. It wasn't really that revelating. It felt like those very cheap programs that they would show in school to tell kids not to bully each other. He became the laughingstock of reaction channels that would laugh constantly at all of his corny content. However, it's not like Dar wasn't aware of this. It was almost his intention. Older people were not really the audience.
I thought he posted
young kids
every
that
day.
were really being captivated by this content that were big fans of him. It was simple,
What happened to
digestible,
that?
and inspired wholesomeness. Dar took this criticism in good faith and even had people that were roasting him be featured on the skits. Considering how well his channel was doing, I don't think he cared about a couple people making fun of him. But most of all, Dar felt he was making a difference. He wasn't just telling stories, he was changing lives. Darman was finally achieving his goal to become rich and successful. And now he was doing it through his passion. Before he knew it, he broke over 20 million subscribers on YouTube. And he started multiple channels, including a podcast where he featured giant
there like
creators like
other
Mr.
languages
Beast and
too?
Charlie D'Amelio. That was until February 6, 2023, when tons of actors were protesting outside of
2623.
Darman Studios. What the hell was going on? One of the actors took to TikTok that they were protesting because the actors were not being paid fairly. Now, to give some explanation, the actors were not necessarily employees, they were independent contractors. They only get called in when they're needed. And since they're not employees, they don't really receive the benefits of being an employee, such as a salary. When Darman Studios was just starting, they were completely fine with this at first because there wasn't really that much money being involved. But now that the brand had become much more profitable, it seemed like it was affordable to pay them more. And every single actor was struggling to pay rent while Dar was making millions.
As an actor at Darman Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. And there are a lot of issues at hand here, but one of the main issues is that not a single actor that works at Darman Studios can afford rent.
So, all the actors requested a meeting with Darman so that they can address their concerns. But when the meeting came about, the head of production and HR were present, but Darman was not. The actors specifically wanted to meet with Dar so that they can directly address their concerns, and they were not going to have the meeting until that was met.
The trouble is, there's a culture at the studio of if you talk, you're out. So we decided to come together as a group and talk collectively with our boss, Darman. We sent a letter to him, a hard copy and an email. The email was CC'd to the head of production as well, so that we made sure that Dar got it, but it was addressed to Dar. It was delivered to Dar. That letter was forwarded to the HR department, which we are not employees of Darman Studios, we are contract players. So exactly what we have to do with HR, we're not entirely sure, but it was forwarded over there. We were contacted, said we could have a meeting to discuss our issues. That meeting was pushed several times, changed on us. When we finally got to the meeting, we had reiterated that we wanted it to be with Dar. Dar was not there. And we said, well, we are not going to have the meeting until Dar is here. You guys can be here, the head of production, the head of HR. That's great. We'd love for you to be there too, so everybody's on the same page. But our meeting is with our boss, the person who signs our contracts.
However, this was refused. So they all protested and refused to work until Darman heard their concerns. Regular actors who were in some of Dar's most popular videos came forward one by one describing their instances on set. One of the main was being a very, very toxic work environment. If you spoke up, you were kicked out. And the work culture became so bad, one of the actors, Brianna Walker, had a very, very serious health condition that caused her body to swell and put her life at risk at certain times. The work culture was so bad that one time when she experienced a reaction, she tried to hide it because she was afraid that her job would be put at risk. However, she wasn't able to hide it anymore and did receive medical attention. This did shut down production temporarily, but she was assured that her job would not be affected by it. However, after the event, she was never called back again, and was never given a reason as to why. So, it's only left with one conclusion.
First off, the whole production team knew that I had a medical condition to where my face swells up, I get hives all over my body, my tongue swells up, and my lips swell up, where I have to use an EpiPen or be rushed to the hospital. Without this, I can die. I even take daily medication because of this. So for the shoot, I had a bad allergic reaction. So when I came to set, the director noticed that I was a little off.
I used to watch drama and
was off about me.
every time you
I was
uploaded.
not feeling too well, but I still wanted to work because I knew what could happen to me if I didn't finish these scenes.
That's weird.
I felt that I was going to be fired, and I told them that, and I was crying and everything, and Shantae told me that, oh, nothing's going to happen, it's going to be okay, he isn't going to fire you or anything. But after that, I was never hired back again.
Another actress, Jaslyn Nicolette, described an instance where she agreed to do a Halloween TikTok for Dar's page, and that video would consist of Dar chasing her around with a knife. Now, you'd think that this would be a fake prop knife, but it wasn't. The event was so traumatic for Jaslyn that she left the studio in emotional distress.
I was doing a TikTok video with Dar, and it was around Halloween time, so he was supposed to be chasing me with a weapon. There was a security guard on set, and Dar was asking, what weapon should I use? I was assuming that it was going to be a not real weapon, a prop weapon. But he turns to the security guard gives him a real knife and points the knife at me. I said I was unsafe. I had to reiterate that I felt unsafe doing this. I then proceeded to run out of the studio crying. I had a complete meltdown.
Jaslyn never received an apology from Darman himself, but from the head of production. And to make up for this, they promised that they would have assistant directors on set, but this was never delivered. All of these stories coming about, people were starting to question the authenticity of Dar and his brand. It wasn't looking good for him. Hashtag protest Darman was getting millions and millions of reposts, and he was posting a lot less on his channel because of the delay in production. The allegations were not addressed by Dar himself, but on the Darman Studio Instagram page, where they responded to every single accusation. They claimed that when the actors set up the meeting to talk to Dar, that they actually did not really require Dar to be there, they just simply requested it, making it seem like as if it wasn't really necessary. When the meeting happened and Dar was not present, the actors refused to dispute their claims and then just angrily left the meeting after a couple minutes. They denied the fact they don't pay their actors, and they're actually extremely quick to do so. Dar even said himself that main actors get $33 to $44 an hour, while extras get $18 an hour. However, it doesn't really seem to address what some of the actors are talking about.
Pretty sure that should be like really good down in the US, because isn't it like $7 down there? I live in Canada, by the way. Fucking, it'd be like minimum wage up here in Canada for the casual actors or whatever he said. Like $17, $18 now, minimum wage, but shit's expensive up here. So yeah.
If they are being paid well, then why can't they afford rent or other basic necessities? They don't
think
want
they
money
got,
to afford
like,
a Lambo. They just want basic shit. Are the actors just being?
I don't know if this is normal down in the US. I got like a. I don't know if you guys have this, but I had just earlier today. I had a medium drink from McDonald's. It was the meal. It was a chicken Big Mac with a poutine. I don't know if you guys know what that is. I don't think you guys have it down there. But yeah, chicken Big Mac, poutine, and a medium drink. You got that for like $10.
greedy and put the blame on Dar? You could
pretty
argue
sure.
that the actors can just
I'll check
simply
right now,
choose
actually.
not to work with Dar if they feel like these are not fair conditions. After all, no one's forcing them to sign a contract with him. They can just choose not to work with him. Having actors as independent contractors is a very, very standard protocol in the entertainment.
It was $16.
So it's not like this is anything new. But the actors who worked with Darman saw it more than a job. They saw it as family. They felt like they were making a real difference with their work. And they were happy at first to not accept a lot of money for it. But now it's made so much profit, so it felt reasonable to simply request the basic necessities of being an employee so that they can dedicate more time to it. Considering Darman dropped $15 million on a mansion in Calabasas that was previously owned by Khloe Kardashian, it's pretty safe to say that he can afford to pay his employees a little more. Now, many of the other actors actually spoke against the protesting ones and claimed that they had amazing experiences working with Darman. Dar's most frequent actor, Catherine Norland, had nothing but praise for Darman, claiming that being an actor for the Darman Studios actually was the redeeming factor for her acting career. And every year that she was working on set, she received a raise every single time.
From the bottom of my heart, think that Darman Studios is a great place to work. And I am not being paid to say this. The studio, not even Darman, knows that I'm making this video.
She don't look like that on set. I know she got different colored eyes, but she looks like her head looks messed up.
My point of view, I've seen kindness and generosity,
know.
and I see them putting out these beautiful messages.
And it's
This
just-
is my experience.
looks
Most
messed
of you
up,
have
I don't
already
know.
heard the other side from the actors who
It's
are the
only
actors.
720p.
I think there's so many speaking up for that, and I don't see anyone speaking up in favor for Dar in the studio.
I'm one of
I think
them.
because it's scary. It's scary.
I'm one of
how
them
voices are
4060,
contrary
even
to the louder
1440p.
voices you're hearing. I've been thinking about doing this video for days, but
On the
honestly, I
main
was too
monitor.
chicken. I was too chicken to be like, oh, the other actors are gonna hate me now. But when I've been seeing what they've been putting out, it was just grieving me. I've been sitting here weeping. So upset about this whole situation.
Other actors also said very similar things.
And in my eyes of what I've seen, he's been a good guy. To me, and I'm not saying, oh, you're like this Uncle Tom, don't, no. I'm just saying from my point of view, from my vantage point, that's how I've been seen and that's how I've been treated.
So I've only worked for Darman for a little bit over 2 years, but my experience with them has always been amazing. Working on set at Darman Studios is so fun. I've never felt uncomfortable, bullied, unsafe, and truly I enjoy it so much.
Personally, I've had an amazing experience working with Darman. I love the cast and crew, and I have never had an issue with being paid. Darman Studios has opened up so many doors for me, and one of my first ever
Don't stay coming.
Okay.
Now,